Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new documentary, The Death Tour. And this is from director Steven Peterson and co-director Sonia Ballantyne, and this film focuses on the Titular Death Tour, which is a pro wrestling tour in northern Canada through some of the coldest, snowiest, most dangerous parts of reserved land in Canada for Indigenous people. And it's a very famous experience that many top Canadian pro wrestlers, from Chris Jericho, who's a producer on this, Kenny Omega, Edge, and Christian, and Rhino, and so many others went on this journey. And this film focuses on a ragtag group of pro wrestlers as they navigate playing in little gymnasiums for young Indigenous people. And this film, at first sight, it's like, oh, it's about pro wrestling. If I'm not interested in pro wrestling, why do I watch it? This film is so much more than that, and I'm really impressed by how much depth this film really takes on and tackles. First off, it does show behind the curtain of what it's like to be in a small-scale indie pro wrestling experience, of having to put up the ring yourself and busting your ass, getting beat up, and questioning yourselves. There's an intimacy of how this documentary, which is really well shot, mind you, how it captures the pro wrestling in it, the moments of the wrestlers capturing the crowd and you just feeling the energy, but behind the scenes of them being hurt and questioning themselves. You have this French-Canadian woman who's so insecure about her English. You have an Indigenous woman who's lost a child and is really building off of the connections of what these young kids are inspired by. You have a grizzled old veteran who is like, should I just hang this up? And you have this younger wrestler who's not exactly like the peak physique that you would expect from a pro wrestler, questioning, like, am I good enough to be doing this? And there's just so many human emotions that this documentary captures. And there's the tension of this hard, dangerous road and like jackknife trucks and missed and potentially stolen items and trying to make things work. But there's a bigger picture here as this film captures how significant this area that they go through with the Indigenous people and the high suicide rates, and how colonization is still impacting these people in these areas of Canada, and how that affects some of these wrestlers, especially the Indigenous woman who has such a deep connection to her people. And this film digs so deep into these elements. It's not just about the pro wrestling, but it has great insights into that. And it has so many humanistic experiences that we can connect with. But it has this broader perspective that captures really serious things going on. And I'm really impressed how this documentary is able to balance all of that while still having like Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega talking about their experiences and the significance of this experience on professional wrestlers. It's a feel-good, it's really inspiring film that also tackles serious issues that are plaguing Indigenous people. And I was really, like I said, impressed by how Peterson was able to balance all of this and deliver such a compelling documentary that hits on so many different levels. But those are my thoughts on The Death Tour. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.